We've all been there, walking through the mall, browsing online, and suddenly, bam! That irresistible pair of shoes or the latest gadget screams your name. You didn't plan for it, you might not even need it, but something compels you to click buy now. But why? What drives these seemingly irrational spending sprees? The answer lies in the complex interplay of psychology, marketing tactics, and our own ingrained habits. We often spend money not just for practical reasons, but also to satisfy emotional needs, conform to social pressures, or simply because our brains trick us into making impulsive decisions. Understanding these underlying psychological factors is the first step towards gaining control of your finances and making smarter spending choices. By delving into the why behind our spending habits, we can begin to unravel the mysteries of our own wallets and unlock a path to greater financial well-being. So, let's embark on this journey together, exploring the fascinating world of behavioral economics and uncovering the secrets to mastering our money instead of letting it master us. Our emotions are powerful motivators, often dictating our actions without us even realizing it. They can influence our decisions in ways we might not fully understand, especially when it comes to spending money. Whether we're feeling elated or down in the dumps, our emotional state can have a significant impact on our financial choices. When it comes to spending, our feelings can be both friend and foe. On one hand, buying something we love can lift our spirits and provide a sense of satisfaction. On the other hand, emotional spending can lead to impulsive purchases that we later regret. It's a double-edged sword that requires careful navigation. A little retail therapy after a tough day might seem harmless, but emotional spending can quickly spiral out of control. What starts as a small treat can turn into a habit, leading to financial strain and emotional distress. It's important to recognize the signs of emotional spending and take steps to manage it before it becomes a problem. Think about a time you received good news, a promotion, a bonus, even acing a test. These moments of joy often come with a desire to celebrate, and for many of us, that celebration involves spending money. Whether it's buying a gift for ourselves or treating ourselves to a special meal, we use spending as a way to mark the occasion. Did you celebrate with a little something special? It's a common reaction, driven by the feel-good dopamine rush that comes with making a purchase. This rush can be addictive, leading us to seek out more opportunities to spend money in order to recreate that feeling. That's the feel-good dopamine rush influencing your wallet. It's a powerful force that can drive us to make purchases we might not otherwise consider. But it's important to remember that this feeling is temporary, and the long-term consequences of emotional spending can be significant. Similarly, when sadness, stress, or boredom creep in, we might turn to shopping for a temporary mood boost. It's a way to distract ourselves from negative emotions and find a momentary escape. But this type of spending can be just as harmful as celebratory spending, leading to financial problems and emotional turmoil. This emotional connection to spending is deeply ingrained. From a young age, we're taught to associate spending with happiness and success. Advertisers play on our heartstrings, tempting us with products promising happiness, success, or security. They create ads that tap into our emotions, making us believe that buying their products will make us feel better. But the reality is that the high of a new purchase is fleeting, and we're often left with buyer's remorse and a lighter wallet. The temporary joy of buying something new can quickly turn into regret, especially if the purchase was made impulsively. It's a cycle that can be difficult to break, but it's not impossible. By recognizing the link between our emotions and spending, we can begin to break free from this cycle. It starts with awareness, understanding how our feelings influence our spending habits and taking steps to manage those emotions in healthier ways. This might involve setting spending limits, finding alternative ways to cope with stress, or seeking support from friends and family. Instead of reaching for our credit cards, let's find healthier, more sustainable ways to cope with our feelings, be it exercise, meditation, or connecting with loved ones. These activities can provide the emotional support we need without the financial consequences. By making conscious choices about how we spend our money, we can create a healthier relationship with our finances and our emotions. Have you ever felt pressured to buy the latest smartphone, even though your old one worked perfectly fine? It's a common scenario many of us face. The allure of the newest technology, the sleek design, and the promise of better features can be hard to resist. But often, the real reason we feel compelled to upgrade is not because our current device is lacking, but because of the subtle, yet powerful influence of social pressure. Or maybe you agreed to an expensive dinner you couldn't afford just to fit in with your friends. It's not just about the food or the ambiance. It's about the fear of missing out, the desire to be part of the group, and the anxiety of being perceived as different or less affluent. These social dynamics can push us to make financial decisions that are not in our best interest. This, my friends, is the sneaky influence of social pressure. It's an invisible force that shapes our spending habits, often without us even realizing it. We see our peers making certain choices, and we feel the need to follow suit, even if it means stretching our budgets or going into debt. As social creatures, we're hardwired to seek belonging and acceptance. From an evolutionary perspective, being part of a group was essential for survival. This instinct still drives much of our behavior today, including our spending habits. We want to be liked, to be seen as successful, and to fit in with our social circles. We compare ourselves to others, often subconsciously, and strive to maintain a certain image within our social circles. This comparison can lead to a constant cycle of wanting more, buying more, and never feeling truly satisfied. It's a never-ending race to keep up with the Joneses, fueled by the desire for social validation. This desire for social validation can lead us down a slippery slope of overspending, especially in today's hyper-connected world. With just a few clicks, we can buy anything we want, often without considering the long-term financial consequences. The ease of online shopping, combined with the pressure to keep up appearances, can be a dangerous combination. Social media in particular amplifies this pressure. Platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok are filled with curated images of people's lives, showcasing their latest purchases, exotic vacations, and seemingly perfect lifestyles. It's easy to get caught up in this highlight reel and feel like we're falling behind. We're bombarded with images of picture-perfect lives, filled with luxury goods, exotic vacations, and seemingly endless disposable income. These images create unrealistic expectations and can make us feel inadequate if our own lives don't measure up. The constant exposure to such content can distort our perception of reality and lead us to make impulsive spending decisions. It's easy to get caught up in the comparison game and feel inadequate if our own lives don't measure up. This feeling of inadequacy can lead to a vicious cycle of spending more to try to fill the void, only to find that material possessions don't bring lasting happiness or fulfillment. But remember, social media is a highlight reel, not reality. People tend to share their best moments, not their struggles or everyday challenges. The photos are often staged, edited, and filtered to present an idealized version of life. It's important to keep this in mind and not let these images dictate our self-worth or financial decisions. Let's focus on our own values and financial goals, not the curated feeds of others. Take a step back and reflect on what truly matters to you. Is it the number of likes on a post, or the quality of your relationships and personal achievements? By prioritizing our own values, we can make more mindful spending decisions that align with our long-term goals. True wealth lies in experiences, relationships, and personal fulfillment, not in the number of likes on a post. Invest in what brings you genuine joy and satisfaction. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, or simply enjoying nature, these are the things that create lasting happiness and a sense of fulfillment. Let's break free from the social pressures and focus on what truly enriches our lives. Our brains are amazing, complex organs, but they're also susceptible to certain shortcuts and biases that can lead to irrational decisions, especially when it comes to spending. These mental shortcuts, known as cognitive biases, are often helpful in making quick decisions in our daily lives. However, they can also mislead us, particularly in financial contexts where careful consideration is crucial. These cognitive biases, often operating beneath our conscious awareness, can trick us into spending more than we intend. They can make us feel more confident about our choices than we should be, leading to overspending or purchasing items we don't really need. For instance, when we see a sale sign, our brain might automatically assume it's a good deal without actually comparing prices or considering if we need the item. One such bias is the anchoring effect. This occurs when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we encounter. This initial piece of information, or anchor, sets the tone for all subsequent judgments and decisions. Imagine you're shopping for a new TV, and the first one you see is priced at $1,000. This price becomes your reference point or anchor for evaluating all other TVs. Even if you see other TVs that are cheaper, Your brain has already set the $1,000 price as a benchmark. This price becomes your anchor. It influences your perception of value and can make other prices seem more reasonable or more expensive in comparison. Even if you find a perfectly good TV for $500, it might feel like a steal compared to the initial $1,000 anchor, even if it's more than you plan to spend. This is because your brain is still comparing it to the $1,000 price, making the $500 TV seem like a better deal than it might actually be. Another common bias is the sunk cost fallacy. This bias occurs when we continue investing in something simply because we've already invested time, money, or effort into it, even when it's clear that continuing is not the best decision. We've all been there, clinging to a purchase we regret, simply because we've already spent money on it. This can happen with anything from a piece of clothing that doesn't fit right to a subscription service we never use. The more we've invested, the harder it is to let go, even if it's clear that holding on is not beneficial. Whether it's an ill-fitting outfit or a gym membership we never use, we're reluctant to cut our losses, even if it means throwing good money after bad. This reluctance is driven by the desire to not waste what we've already spent, but it often leads to even greater waste. By understanding these cognitive biases, we can start to recognize them in our own spending habits. Awareness is the first step to making more rational decisions. When we know that our brains are wired to make these kinds of errors, we can take steps to counteract them. Question your assumptions, compare prices carefully, and don't be afraid to walk away from a purchase, even if you've already invested time or money. By doing so, you can make more informed decisions and avoid the pitfalls of cognitive biases. Remember, the goal is to spend wisely and make choices that truly benefit you in the long run. The consequences of unchecked spending can be far-reaching, impacting not only our bank accounts but also our overall well-being. Overspending often leads to a vicious cycle of debt, stress, and anxiety, trapping individuals and families in a financial hole that feels impossible to escape. According to a recent study, the average American household carries over $8,000 in credit card debt. This debt burden can be crippling, with high interest rates eating away at monthly budgets and making it difficult to save for the future. Financial stress can also take a toll on our physical and mental health, leading to increased anxiety, depression, and even relationship problems. The good news is, it's never too late to break free from the shackles of overspending. By adopting mindful spending habits, creating a realistic budget, and seeking support when needed, we can regain control of our finances and pave the way for a brighter financial future. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on managing your finances.